Oh, look at that flexibility.
I just touched it.
We all need Ethan to say, let's go.
Hey, hype it up.
Yep.
Let's go. Can you hype up?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Dude, this is a sick jacket, by the way. Do all of you have this?
I wanted it.
Yeah, let's get some shots of it. Oh, wait, that's sick. We doing dance moves now?
Yeah, Fortnite.
Well, okay, let's see him.
Oh, no. I don't do that. APA does that.
I'm waiting for it.
There, you got it?
You should ask him to do the orange justice in his helmet. You need to put on
APA's finally joined us. He had to go grab his Challengers League helmet.
He had us all. I gotta make space.
All right, let's see it.
You ready for the tour?
We are Team Liquid Honda. This is the WGF Tour.
Can you guys please bring Champions Key back? I need it.
He says, wearing the helmet. All right, APA is going to show us to the monster fridge.
Let's go to APA.
Okay, let's be honest. How much Monster does everyone drink?
At least one a day.
Yeah.
At least one a day. Okay, honestly, that's not like atrocious. Whoa, that's a
And this is all
lot.
stocked.
Monster trophy. Whoa, hey. Can I grab one right now?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Hell, what is this? The Pro Lab? Do y'all ever go in here, or
This
are
is
you not
where
pros?
The coaches. Like,
Yeah.
rain over. That's Jake's setup.
Oh, we got Coach Rainover in there. Okay. Oh yeah. Wait, he's not here. Let's go rate Jake's setup.
Like a unfiltered Jake setup.
Okay.
Look, he even has
Coach
his mic
Jake.
up. He even has his mic up.
Oh, that's actually pretty cute. How often do you make him use this stress ball, guys? Be honest.
Every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Every game.
We're holding it today.
He almost
Sounds about right.
He almost threw it at Mir. That's why he has all the medication there. If you saw on his desk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Rainover, we were never here. Don't tell Swan. There's a cat. Oh my goodness. There's a dog.
So we're going to the review room.
We're going to the what?
Review room.
We're going to the review room. Okay.
Right next to our practice room.
So we have the practice room.
So whenever we play a screen game, we just go right into this room.
Okay.
There are actually assigned seats, believe it or not.
There's assigned
Go
seats.
take your positions. Oh, I've got mine.
The sofa is really comfy, and Spawn usually sits over there.
These are the assigned seats.
All right.
It's like an unspoken rule.
Why did you pick the corner seat?
Because it's the best one.
Because he's greedy.
Because he's greedy. Okay, so we all agree the corner is the best seat. All right. How did everyone else get stuck with their seats? Because this is not in like positional order.
Well, originally, I would sit on that stool. Last foot. I worked my way into the couch.
I'm such a nice guy, so I just sit on every meter.
Yeah. So then this is Coach's seat.
Yeah,
All right. Well, I'm gonna try this out. See what it's like. Oh, I feel powerful. Oh. Kim down. I'm gonna need a let's go.
Let's go.
There we go. Bradley, where are we going?
Going to the kitchen. It is legit. It is so nice.
Mir, are you a coffee guy?
No, I hate caffeine.
You hate caffeine.
Yeah,
Oh.
my body doesn't really like caffeine.
This guy's insulting me. On camera.
I would never.
No?
On camera.
I didn't say anything.
That's why I stress eat.
Kim down. How often does APA bully Bradley?
He bullies me way more.
Not a lot. He actually bullies me more.
He bullies Mir
Okay.
more?
Way more.
In my defense today, I had to bang on his door to wake him up 20 minutes before scrims.
Oh,
Mir, what do you have to say for
A
yourself?
little bit of bullying is deserved.
No, it was the first time in an entire year, so.
A
Oh.
little bit of bullying deserves for that one.
What do we think, Arrow? First time all year that happened, or has it happened again?
It's not true.
It's the truth? All right. We trust Arrow.
The LCS Challengers League is brought to you by Turo, the world's largest car-sharing marketplace. Find your drive.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Rally Cry halftime show. I'm Mazel. I'm joined by Kangas and Beatdown Boulevard yet again. And what a game one we had to introduce us into the playoffs. I do want to spend a little bit of time talking about that here. We do have actually a post-game breakdown I want to bring up. Yes, it was very one-sided, but I think there are things we can pull away from this one, especially looking at how dominant Team Liquid was. And the way they did it, right? We got to see a little bit of difference, I feel like, in their compositional strength here coming into this one beatdown.
And it was so important for them to find leads with this compositional strength. And the strengths for this team just continue to shine through with how they played out the early game, even with that one fight going completely the opposite of how they would have hoped for around the Dragon Pit. They were still able to get these insane leads and really smother Maryville University throughout the rest of the game. I said it before we went to break too. I really want to credit them for not only knowing what they should do, having that clear understanding of what your opponent wants to do, and slowing that down as well. That denial of the only way back into the game is another thing that's so great about Team Liquid Challengers.
I really liked the addition of the Ziggs to the arrows style downstairs in the bot lane, but specifically actually
Downstairs.
Yeah, exactly. Specifically, I think Mir, our MVP from Spring, really combining with Harry very well. Has been super critical, Kangas, to Team Liquid's success.
That was the first gank that it looked like MU had it. Harry, I mean, we talked about this. It happened twice where Harry holds flash a little longer. Maybe you should just flash Sejuani right away to guarantee you're not going to go down. But Mir's there to turn the play, and Mir was consistently there to turn the plays and help out, always being in the right place at the right time on the Maokai, controlling the vision. The Maokai plus Ziggs Jace combo, we didn't like really break it down too much in the cast, but think about it. You're dropping the samplings, giving you vision, hard for them to approach. They're also approaching into Ziggs bombs, into Jace shock blasts. Really tough for MU to actually get into these fights. And then when they do commit, Execution, TLC are one of the best teams at executing in the team fights that we have.
This was like an Exodia comp from Team Liquid. I'm looking for the step up from Scary Jerry and Zyko in the bot lane for Maryville in game number 2. We'll see if that happens, though. But now we got to get to the fun part of our Rally Cry halftime show, and that is a little game I like to call 3 Little Words. So I picked out some replays with the help of Hippie, our replay obs, and we're going to go through them together here. But the biggest thing is going to have one of you describe and try and set up the play with 3 words only. You're gonna have to try to tell the audience and tell me exactly what's gonna happen in the clip that we're gonna play. So I'm gonna bring up clip number 1. Okay. Now the person I assigned the clip to will be giving the 3 little words. The other person is going to be the one describing if they actually got the 3 little words right and talking about the play a little bit. So first and foremost, I'm going to put Kangas up on the board.
Okay, let's go.
Got 3 little words for what is about to happen in this play. What do you have
so
for me?
Before the play happens. So this is like precognition kind of. Like I'm pretending. Okay, I'm seeing the future. What are my 3 words? I'm rubbing my head. I'm rubbing my crystal ball.
All right.
My crystal balled, as we say it.
Rubbing the temples, I find helps too.
You gotta coin that real fast. You should just leave right now.
yeah. Pull up copyright somewhere. Okay.
3 words.
There's
quick.
2 ones coming to mind. There's 2 ones coming to mind.
Words.
I'm gonna go with the positive one. Mir turns play.
Mir turns play. All right, we're gonna go ahead and play this one here, and we're gonna see Beatdown if you think he's right on the money here.
So the other one, I'll give a hint. I said Harry holds flash, but I was like, that's the negative one.
That was my first thought too when I saw that one. And I mean, I'll give Kangas that one. The Bramble Smash was really nice. It was the opening that gave Harry the opportunity to turn around. Instead of giving away first blood, he gets first blood and goes 1 for 1. And his lane opponent didn't even get the kill either. So a good lane matchup became an amazing one.
If that Bramble Smash doesn't go down, I mean, they're going to get that kill before Harry turns it. That's first blood to Get Back, probably, instead of first blood to Harry without Get Back picking up a kill. That can change the momentum of the game.
I'm also just going to say Harry, that they actually do turn around in the moment. So, hey, you know.
True.
True.
This little stutter step from Mir. Watch.
Turn smash.
Look at that right there. I'm just saying, it works out perfectly. Let's go ahead and bring up the second play. This time around, Beatdown, you are going to be on the docket here, and you're gonna have to find the 3 little words that best represent this next play that we had in our first game of the day. Yes?
I'm gonna close my eyes and see if I can guess the play before we see it.
I like that.
We're gonna add another layer to this. You ready, Beatdown?
I'm ready. I'm trying to... Okay. Mir's kinda the GOAT.
Wait, Mir? No, that counts as 1, right?
Mir's, you know,
kinda
Mir apostrophe S.
Goated. How about that?
Goated, yeah. Mir's kinda goated.
Right,
Sorry,
Mir's
I can't count.
Goated.
Yeah, Mir's kind of goated.
That was like every time. Is this the moment where there's the fight at the Dragon and he's able to flash out of the Rel engage and then even later twist advances away from the Varus Q?
I'm glad you listened to that, though. That was really
I'm glad you listened. All right, let's go and play the play.
All right, not
So,
that part.
Does Beatdown's 3 little words match this one, Kangas?
I think Harry is goated here.
Oh, you know what? I was thinking of a different play.
no.
That's unlucky.
You think of a different play? No, I got trolled by my co-partner.
You know what, Kang? It's keeping you on your toes. We'll say that's what it is.
All right, fair enough.
There you go.
No, this
All
play
right,
was
all
great,
right.
though, because, again,
There
like,
we go.
Beatdown and I were both thinking, oh, they're just going to go for the Raptors. Like, I love the call,
that's-
Beatdown.
yeah.
You're going to deny level 6. But then the speed in which they pivot the play, and they say, no, Harry's obviously calling, I got him. Come join me, as we see Kim Down throwing out the Nautilus Q, and then they just collapse in onto the mid play and kind of pivot away from the invade play.
Yeah.
And a quick bonus, too. He dodged the Shattering Strike, so he didn't get stunned.
If that hook lands here, too, that's a different play as well.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and bring up our next one here. We want to get a move on. That means that we're going right back to you, Beatdown. I believe.
Oh, okay. All right, I'm back up. You really close your eyes. I'm going to do this.
Okay.
You can close your eyes, too. All right, we're going to see how this works. First one did not go well. All right, 3 words.
Oh, Niles steals kills.
All right.
Oh, this is where Zyko gets the big
so
Magnet
salty.
Storm and Niles teleports in.
Okay, the positive way to do this is Scary Jerry pops off. How about
Yeah,
that?
yeah, he
We'll
does
focus
do-
on the positive side.
I think
rather
he
than the
did like
negative side.
2,600 damage in that fight, significantly more
It was a
than
lot.
literally
Let's go
I think
anyone
that's
ahead
this
and
else.
play
play,
this
at
one.
least. I think that's
Yeah.
this play.
Yeah.
All right, you got to see here and maybe dissect his wording if that's going to be the case. Maybe look at both 3 little words.
So it's Team Liquid that start the playoff, right? Like they're going
Hey,
deep.
look at Zyko.
Zyko's engage is actually. Oh, I should have done a Zyko one.
Yeah.
Ooh. All right.
It's
I think
a
Zyko
bit of a
was
skill
robbed
issue,
there.
I fear.
You
Kangas,
live and
I'm
you
sorry.
learn.
Yeah, I
You
hope
live and
so.
you learn.
Supports, man. You know they never get the credit.
And your support.
Hey.
Exactly. Yeah. Speaking from experience.
That's crazy, man. You complain about that, and you're just doing that to your own. Like, I can't even like.
Wow.
I can't even process that.
Is he really a support when he goes
I know, now I'm
AP
questioning.
supports? I don't know.
Wait, okay,
anymore.
good question,
We're gonna have to
actually.
move
Play
forward
Bard?
from this
Someone
one. I don't wanna
investigate
talk
him.
about this anymore. We're gonna go ahead and bring up the next play that we have. As you know, I guess
Kangas, eyes
we're gonna
closed.
have to give it back.
All right.
All right, let's go ahead and hear those 3 little words.
What you got, beat?
What you got? Gotta speed it up a little bit. I'm gonna give you 5 seconds.
I'm gonna say
All right, time's up.
TL owns objectives.
TL owns objectives.
And letters
Oh.
are now 1 word, so we'll just count that in there.
It's one concept, right? You know, it's the team.
All right. Let's go ahead and play this one.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
His
I'm
3
actually
little
not
words.
sure on this one. Is this the one that I was thinking of where Mir just survives forever?
Yeah, it
Yeah, it's this one. So, I mean, MU, again, there was a
This is-
world where they just give this second dragon of the game. I
Yeah,
don't think you need to throw everything at it. Beatdown, the word you said was patience.
Yeah.
The problem I also had too was that that play that we looked at beforehand that Lennon brought up was a play where Zyko got a huge crash down into an even bigger Magnet Storm. That time he went for one person and it was the jungler. And those aren't the targets you should be going for. You really need to take your time with some of these engages, especially because Maryville weren't too far behind at this point in the game. They still had plenty of ways to be able to make it back if they found the right angle, especially considering the damage that was done still. Like it was kind of close.
It was close. All right, I want to go ahead and bring the last one up here, I believe.
Okay.
We don't have a lot of time, so I want to try to get this one out of here because there are
right,
specific
rapid fire.
words that I'm looking for in this play. Let's go ahead and hear them. Are you doing the eyes closed again? No, let's just go for it.
Teleports
I
win
saw it.
games.
Teleports, that's not the words I was looking for. Let's go ahead and play the
Oh.
clip. And go ahead and bring this one here.
Bradley dies unnecessarily.
Wow. I was looking for the Maryville looks good. No, I was looking for something along the lines of the comeback here for Maryville in the little bit of a fight, right? They get the base defense over the zealousness of Team Liquid. And I'll just say that Spawn is going to be batting the heads a little bit of Team Liquid. They've fallen for these kinds of moments before. I'm just saying there's some PTSD in there. The Team Liquid absolutely... it did have a holistic game, 1 win, but we had a little bit of fun with some 3 little words, and I was looking for something of Maryville fun, at least, or love to try to get them some motivation going into game number 2. But that is it for our Rally Cry halftime show. That means that our draft for game number 2 is ready to go. Our best of 3 is potentially over after this one here in our first series of our NACL playoffs. Guys, take it away.
Thank you, Mazel. Here's your 3 words for Maryville. Maryville can win. We saw it happen in the regular season. They took game 2 in that best of 2, and the way they did it was Niles getting onto the map much earlier. Beatdown, I don't remember if you were casting that game. I know I was hosting in that instance. We saw him on Gwen teleport level 4 to bot turret and turn a big dive that Team Liquid was trying to pull off, and then they snowballed from there. So we do know they have it in them. They have taken games off of TLC in the past. It's been around Niles helping out the team very early on.
Yeah, it has been, and it's interesting what he is willing to sacrifice to look for these team fights, to look for these angles. You'll see him drop waves, give up gold and experience just to look for these skirmishes, these fights that we know Maryville like to go for. And that kind of stuff is tough when you're behind, because it's even easier for you to fall into the hole. You're behind gold already. You're dropping more to go for a play that, because you're behind, may not necessarily work into your favor. The way Maryville plays, they need a lead most of the time to fight as often as they like to. And that is going to be tough when you're playing against 1, TLC, 2, you have a comp with less early game power, less early game agency, like they did in game 1.
Maryville, are you saying that you want to see them pivot, go for more of an early game style play to that, if that's what they want to do?
I think so, just because that's where we've seen Maryville's success for the most part, where they have agency, where they have this strong mid-jungle duo where Get Back and Odd Orange are able to have a lot of early game impact, snowball these early game objectives into a win. Even though their win rate when ahead at 15 is low, you always have better chances if you are ahead. I know this is a hot take, and I see you pointing down.
I'm very excited.
It is very excited. Scary Jerry, he does get the Zaya that they banned away last time.
Yeah, the bans have really pivoted here now that we've swapped up sides. It's no longer the triple bans towards Arrow. It's no longer all the comfort pocket picks bans towards Niles. So we also do get Zaya for Scary Jerry. Like you said, he does love this champion. It fits very well for how Maryville like to play the game. Answered by TLC locking in the Poppy and the Rakan.
I like the Tristana ban too. I think even on this patch with Static Shiv getting nerfed again, it has nothing to do with why this champ is that strong. It was just a bonus. It's a little extra treat for yourselves. The champion is still filthy and disgusting, so now we're going to see Get Back and Zyko go for this more engage angle there. So I like the Azir there for Get Back, even though you do need a little time to come online at level 6. That ability to have impact with that Emperor's Divide is a nice thing to see, and you still have that scaling aspect, that late game damage.
Late game damage, you can make plays yourself. We know Get Back sometimes does like to be that either follow-up engage, or even sometimes, I've seen throughout the regular season, he will be the one to start off fights, but they also have Zyko on that Nautilus. You can get things going. Although, I guess technically there's a world it could be Nautilus jungle. We've seen a few of our junglers pivot towards that.
Odd Orange has done that.
Huh?
Odd Orange has done that also.
All right. I mean, I like it into the Rakan matchup. I also kind of like it into the Jinx too, so I would prefer it into support, but we'll see what they actually end up holding till the very end here. Interesting that Arrow's going back towards something like the Jinx. Very late game hyperscaler. I mean, you need to get those resets going. Once you get excited, that's when you're really a threat. But until then, you can get jumped on. You can be a little squishy.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why we're seeing TLC ban away things like the Sedge there for Odd Orange, just to make sure he doesn't have some of that early game power. And of course, that ability to isolate Arrow in the late game team fights. Because now at this point, Maryville, you're looking for more ways to get on top of this 80 carry. Jinx, your low mobility. You don't have the safety that Azaya does with that Featherstorm. So I imagine TLC are going to potentially ban another sort of engage style champion there. And yeah, okay, so it's going to be the J4. It's the Odd Orange special, even though we've only seen a little of it here in Summer Split. Something Jinx does not want to play into.
Yeah, and it's something that can gank very early as well. I think that's something that they are agreeing with your assessment. Maryville could try and up the tempo of what their draft wants to do. Play more for early game rather than trying to scale late. And that means that you could go for those ganks. They will not have the Sejuani or the J4 to do so if that is their game plan. Let's see what Team Liquid Honda Challengers want to answer with now, as they will have to blind pick one of presumably their solo laners, unless that Poppy is actually going to go to Bradley top lane and they're holding their jungle pick, which would be a bit of a surprise. But either way, it is the LeBlanc for Harry.
Wow, so the LeBlanc is an interesting one. I mean, Harry has been really good on the champion, and it's been really strong since Static Shift came through. But with it no longer having that AP ratio, I wonder if he's actually going to go that route there. Go for the split push or a side lane kind of style, or just go for full burst damage, try and kill the carry. But there's that answer coming through from Odd Orange. It's the Vi, someone that's really good at punishing these low mobility champions. That cease and desist is going to be the bane of Arrow's existence unless TLC gets some more disengage into their favor. I'm expecting Bradley to just go for something potentially tankier on that top side to be able to have CC make space for TLC, because this comp's really about Harry and Arrow.
I mean, I could see that. I agree that if you keep Arrow alive, that's huge. Harry can do his own thing. You can also go threat overload, and that's what they're going for, because the alternative, Vi, value goes heavily down when there's multiple targets that are a threat. If there's only one target that's a threat, you press R on that target, hey, they're out of the fight pretty much. But now the threats are spread out on TLC, lowering the value of the Vi, and with that 20-second cooldown nerf, that is almost a whole wave rotation. Like, the ranges you can play Vi around the map have changed drastically since that change. You can no longer just constantly be going in and looking for these fights. You have to take the right fights at the right moment. I actually like this from TLC.
Yeah, and I actually agree with you. The Fiora is good because, one, you can answer the split pushing that Niles likes to go for and was doing so in game one with a lot of success. Fiora, that historic answer into the Aatrox, is now something Bradley is going to pilot. And when we talk about the core, besides the Fiora, because that's something I always look at for a champion, or rather a comp with Fiora in it, can they function without her? And the answer to this one is yes. You have Engage, you have a Jinx and LeBlanc you can play for. So TLC, they have a pretty good late game.
They also have a Poppy. Drop that Steadfast Presence. It can block a Nautilus, an Azir, a Vi. All these champions trying to fly in on top of that Jinx. And then you have the Rakan as well to either be Engage or Peel. Game 2. Maryville University versus Team Liquid Honda Challengers take to the Rift. TLC up 1-0 in this best of 3. Another win, and they continue in the upper bracket. MU fighting to continue their reign in the upper bracket before getting dropped into the lower. Let's see if they have it in them. They did take that game 2 in the regular season last time against TLC. We know they have it in them.
They do, and likely they'll be a little more prepared for the cross-map level 4 teleport from Niles, but there's still ways for Maryville to be able to play this one out. Odd Orange and Zyko, 2 players on the squad who, I may need to, no, he'll be fine. 2 players who have been a big part of how this team play the early game, and more importantly, how they play team fights later on these champions that have a lot of playmaking potential and could set up Maryville for success. We saw in game 1 what TLC can do from ahead and the way they understand how their opponents want to play the game. So Maryville are going to need to find a way to overcome that.
I'm wondering where they will actually find that angle. I mean, the positive part about their draft and what I do like about it is their ability to dive. They have point-and-click CC in the Nautilus and the Vi. They can make Arrow's life miserable. I mean, even with what we were saying with the Poppy and the Rakan, if they want to kill Jinx, theoretically, they should be able to pull it off with Get Back going in over the top of that. I think that's really the angle that I'm seeing right now from Maryville is look for the team fights, look to assassinate this Jinx.
I'm with you there, and that's why it's interesting. Harry on the LeBlanc is going for that Corrupting Potion start. We usually see the longsword, so this is telling me he's just going to go for the AP LeBlanc style of old. So it's interesting because that means that he's going to have that huge damage spike earlier on, and I'm looking at Harry to do what LeBlanc does, you know, kind of cheat around walls, get around terrain in a little more unique ways compared to other champs, and threaten people like Get Back and Scary Jerry. Make it harder for Maryville to go for the front to back that they have drafted for again here in game 2.
Theoretically, more damage on the burst against champions and less about push the wave and make it oppressive so that your laner can never leave. Is kind of the name of the game when you don't go for the static Shiv build. I want to take some time, though, to talk about Bradley here in the top lane. The carry now for Team Liquid Honda Challengers playing on the Fiora. He's played this champion well into the past. I mean, when he first came in, he was a role swap from mid lane. He often played the carries in the top lane. I mean, even known for his Aurelia back in the day.
Yep.
But now it's cool to see that Team Liquid Honda Challengers are willing to put him on so many different types of champions, on the Jax, on the Fiora. Yeah. They are willing to play through Bradley, and they trust that he has what it takes to get them across that finish line, as he, again, is the 2 chains. He's going for that 3rd chain with Harry back beside him. And having a great start to this laning phase, too. I mean, up in CS, gets the wave shoved in, even kind of pushes out Odd Orange.
He gets the information. Like, they know exactly where Odd Orange is. And to add to that point, in his first year of the role swap, looked really good, Kangas. Oh.
Scary Jerry booted down. I don't imagine anyone actually dies here. Yeah, it's just a cleanse used by Scary Jerry.
Yeah, so really nice pressure coming through from Arrow and Kim down in that bottom lane. That pressure, it's going to make it really easy for Mir to go ahead and pick up the Scuttle Crab. And in fact, we're seeing a ping on that next wave. They could be looking for a dive. Scary Jerry is out of mana. I'm looking to see if Kim down or Arrow are going to try and stop the back, because look at Mir on the minimap. He's walking his way down.
He's heading down there. Does not commit, though. On the minimap,
oh,
we
no,
now see that the back has been channeled as the recall completes for Scary Jerry. Gets back to the fountain, picks up the recurve bow and a long sword, and will run back into this lane, where Arrow will now go for the reset. Has a Cole, so the Jinx going to be getting a lot more value here. Also picking up a plate. Bot lane going pretty well for Team Liquid to start off. Not necessarily how I expected the Jinx lane to go, and I think of this champion, I mean, it's possible to win lane by all means, but
yeah,
not always the expected result.
No, I mean, it's really good there from Arrow and Kim down. I mean, we give Arrow a lot of credit for how good of a laner he is, being able to find these small advantages, punishing you for every minion you try to go for, and ends up finding leads in these HP trades. And that's what kind of turns into these leads we're looking at right there, Kangas. It gets a little tough when enemy jungler is in the area and he gets caught out, but that was not one of those moments. So it just ends up being a great start here for Team Liquid Challengers. It's
funny, I mean, you're talking about the laning phase, because Arrow, I know earlier on in the split, one of the funniest things I like to talk about with him was that he had some of the lowest first blood percentages.
Yeah.
Actually, the lowest first blood percentages of not only any AD carry, but anyone in the league. He was rocking 0% at the halfway point in the regular season. Now, he did participate in a few in the second round robin, but oftentimes Arrow's the one that's kind of scaling up, getting his own little mini leads here and there. But it's not the one that's going to be like, oh, yeah, all the effort is put into this bot lane. It's picked up by Zyko, Kim down, keeping Arrow safe, keeping him alive, jumping onto Scary Jerry. But now the junglers are joining in on the fight. Odd Orange shows up, Mir shows up. MU will push Mir away from the control ward. No one goes down, just a heal summoner spell used by Arrow.
I mean, really nicely absorbed there. Kim down immediately going in to knock up Scary Jerry, limit the damage, allows Arrow to keep his flash. That means Maryville, with that wave stacking, we're hoping that they could potentially go for this Drake, but they no longer have that opportunity. It's actually them getting pushed in every lane at the moment here, Kangas, where the laners of TLC are really turning things up in game 2.
Grand challenge issued. World Ender as well. Niles thinks he can take this 1v1 into the wave. Pulls back Bradley. Post not there, but Bradley jumps in. No one's going to go down. Just an ego battle between some top laners. I love it.
I'll tell you what, Bradley really liking his chances right now there with how low Niles is. No World Ender there. It's going to be really easy to get that wave in. And you're seeing the pressure on the bottom side pay off as well. That first dragon I alluded to in the pocket of TLC. They've already amassed a 1,200 gold lead, and it's just CS. Like, look at the differences here. Top, mid, bot, even jungle and support leads in every which way.
Oh yeah, the support CS.
It made a huge difference, bro.
It's there. You can't deny it. That's right. A 2 CS lead for Kim down. Well played.
He's
and also
just
Dragon picked up. Means that Team Liquid on the Challengers, it's not just the leads that they're getting into the solo lanes, but it's what it's allowing them to do on the map, giving them that pressure so Mir can get the objectives too.
I really like how you bought into the whole CSD on support thing. You're like, Dragon, afterthought. Kim down ahead in CS.
Oh yeah,
now
that's
I'm
the one.
into this.
He's maintaining. Look at this.
Look at that, 2 up.
The 100% maintenance of a 2 CSD since we noticed.
That's the most specific made-up
stat anywhere online or track that one, but you know.
I honestly hope we never do, because I don't want to see that. But good on Kim down regardless.
Now might have another. Nah. Bradley's able to get away from that one.
No one has ultis.
He goes back in. Niles is just going aggressive in this lane. He is constantly walking past the minions, clearly feeling comfortable in the Aatrox versus Fiora matchup. And it seems to be showing. This is his second Aatrox game in a row. First that we've seen on the new patch. It was buffed, like we were talking about in game number 1.
Right.
Slightly, just ever so slightly weaker in the first couple stages. But once you get 100 AD, then is when it's now a buff. So just barely delayed and when it will actually start to be felt.
Yeah, and I gotta say props to Niles for being able to, one, stop Bradley from backing and shove in that wave onto the top side, giving them the opening on the side of Maryville to pick up this first Rift Herald. Even though you scale pretty well, late game will certainly be kind to you. You want to get something that will allow you to snowball, because again, that was one of the keys to victory we talked about for Maryville University. And as long as Mir doesn't steal...
Well, he's going to. That's the thing. I was not confident. I mean, MU, they have a habit of doing this, where they have Niles get priority, and then Odd Orange goes and takes the Herald solo. But Team Liquid are the type of team where they will contest you. I mean, they had Kim down showing mid. Mir was in the area. They're not just going to let you get that Herald. Mir throws up the Poppy ultimate, says, yeet, and it takes the Herald for himself.
Dude, it's so sad. Odd Orange looked like he reacted in time to the Keeper's verdict, but unfortunately the Vault Breaker, it travels too slowly. You need to flash that ultimate if you want to not lose out on these objective fights. So that is heartbreaking for the side of Team Liquid in these early stages. And now that pressure, of course, the support roam, Mir just continues to counter jungle Odd Orange, take away camps. You can see them continuously set up this vision that's been so smothering on the side of Maryville University. And you can see it now on this bottom side. They have wards in very key places. No one bot side is going to be able to show on the side of Maryville without TL knowing where they're going to be.
And guess where Odd Orange is headed? He's going towards the bottom camps.
Isn't that crazy?
He has the Krugs up, so that means that this will be a lot of information for TLC to play with. They'll know where the jungler is. They have reset their bot lane. They can assume that after this wave shoves in, MU will do the same. Now, where do they want to drop the Herald with all this information that they've just accumulated? Still in Mir's pocket. Looks like he's passing towards his bottom camps. So maybe not anytime soon. Could be waiting till after he clears these out.
Even though, look at the fact that there are so many wards here. Pings coming through from the side of TLC. They have all this information on Odd Orange. They know he's working towards that top side. They know he's going to be away from Mir. So that actually means a bot dive is very much in the cards.
Yeah, that's a flash out from Bradley, even if issuing the Grand Challenge. Again, ult for ult trade, but this time Niles trades up because he gets the summoner spell. Bradley, you got to be careful if you use the riposte. Not get hit then by the chains afterwards. So Niles still looking comfortable in this one. And we now see the Poppy clearing out the bottom camps here. Dragon's coming up. I expect to see the Herald use as that kind of distraction tool for the Dragon take.
Hey, look at mid lane. Big purple armadillo-looking creature. And we just secured the dragon in the meantime. You know how it
looks
goes.
like to you?
I mean, that's the first thing that comes to mind, yeah. What about you?
Not a beetle. I feel like it looks like a giant beetle.
Really? Beetles aren't like that round though, usually.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like the almost circular-like look. Very armadillo.
But like, where's that? You know what? We'll get back to that.
Hold on
Bradley
a
and Niles in
second.
a 1v1 top side. No ultimates available this time. Niles flashes away and misses the knockup. Bradley with an easy chase and first blood out executing in the 1v1.
Oh, and that is brutal. It took a while, but we got our first blood, and it is on the top side there. And wow, Bradley, this matchup only gets harder for the Aatrox, especially if you're falling behind like that. So keep an eye on this Fiora in the side lane to put the screws to Bradley on this Aatrox. I will also note, Harry is going the AP build. It is a Luden, so right off the bat, even though we haven't been seeing a lot of that this split, he's going to be spiking really hard right now. Scary Jerry get back under a lot of threat.
You gotta be careful for the bot dives. Mir's already been toying with the idea of them. Now with a LeBlanc that can shove a wave easier and do a lot of damage when she roams, and be more likely that that happens. Meanwhile, Bradley with that first kill, first blood, 2 turret plates. Backs and gets the Divine Sunderer completed. MU are playing to the bot side right now. Kim Down actually sees Odd Orange. They know that the Vi's kind of trapped right now. Odd Orange goes over.
This is very
a very unique area of the wall. It has to flash. Now they're re-engaged. They're trying to lock down Kim Down. Zyko lands the dredge line, but no follow-up. Here, Chargers Keeper's Verdict walks away. But he goes down, but they're toying with the idea of this all-in for the bot side because that dragon's looking juicy.
Yeah, and you can see it. I mean, Kim Down goes flash for flash, and for Odd Orange, who's trying to cover a lot of distance and get on top of Arrow, that's a pretty big summoner spell blown and out of the picture. And there it is. The look at me, I'm a big purple void creature plan.
Okay, let's look at
it. Look at the distraction.
That is not an armadillo beatdown.
Dude, it's definitely not a beetle. We're
Oh,
coping.
wait a minute. We're catching Odd Orange right now.
Oh, he's dead.
MU, they were trying to clear out their jungle camps, and Team Liquid catch them lacking. Taking away the enemy jungler. There's no contest for this dragon now.
I mean, there wasn't going to be any contest anyway. It's just worse now that you gave away gold in the process, and we're seeing TL do it again. 4,000 gold here up at this 13-minute mark, and they only have 2 kills. It's just been the CS leads they are naturally able to get. Plate gold they're picking up, and the jungle camps that Mir has been able to take. 30 CS up, especially big as a jungler with what he's been able to not only farm by himself, but take away from his opponent.
That's essentially 2 objectives in a row where it's been MU, kind of losing out right before the objective's taken. The first time around at the Herald, it was, keeper's verdict away, then stolen that time. You die right before the Dragon. So, yeah, Mir's having a really solid performance against Odd Orange, and Bradley gets another 2 plates for himself top lane. So the strings are falling off right now for MU. They need to find a way to stabilize, get themselves back into this, because it is a 4,500 gold lead at 14 minutes, feeling just like that replay that we were talking about earlier on in the day, the pre-show. I mean, look back to 11 minutes, there was not this big of a lead. I want to say it was maybe 1,000 for TLC.
Yeah, I mean, the gold lead built up a little slower, especially with the fact that Maryville did have that one fight go their way around the Dragon Pit, or rather the top side of the map where Zyko got a big engage. This time around, though, Kangas, we're speedrunning it as TLC. They got a 23-minute win in Game 1. They're looking like they want to try and beat that record here, as we're already seeing big item spikes come up across the board. That gold lead really starting to show in terms of the stats that TLC are sitting on. Bradley, I'm sure, is actually sitting on a lot of gold at the moment, too. So when he spends it, oh, no.
It's going to be rough. Wow, Scary Jerry getting chunked out here.
Okay,
struggling. Yeah, you got to be careful about Harry. This LeBlanc can get onto you from very long range. Those chains. Ooh.
Do it.
Zyko does land a dredge line, and the Super Mega Death Rocket lands onto Scary Jerry, so he's got to back off. That is a Herald secured now for TLC. Consistently, their setups around these objectives in Game 2 are outmatching what MU is able to bring to the table. This time around, though, MU are not just hard forcing the contest. They are still trying to play to the side lanes. At least Get Back is getting some damage on this bottom turret, but you still got to favor TLC in this scenario.
You do. They've picked up so much gold. They have a Herald to play with as well, so they can drop that, I mean, wherever Mir pleases. You can easily crack that mid-tier 1 turret, but right now, Harry's the play.
Ooh, Harry's jumping in on the Get Back. A lot of damage as Zyko
never mind.
looked for the dive. Locked under turret himself. They have a little bit more wave. Get Back's in trouble, though. Kim Down's even coming down here. If that Rakan can get onto the Azir, retreats effectively. They do not win the turret race. That first turret kill would have been big for MU's Coppers, getting that gold into their pockets, but instead TLC, with all of Bradley's investment in that top lane, do get it. And that's just rude, Kim Down.
With the Ignite.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Sure. But this is what I'm talking about. These small things there, going that extra mile to stop.
Oh, Harry's just gonna kill him. Oh, Harry, that was beautiful. He's locked onto the turret, though. I think he's going to go down. He might take Zyko first. That's a double kill. Under turret in a 2v3. Harry making it count.
I'll tell you what, Kangas, that's worth every single time. And it's so crazy seeing this shift where LeBlanc is popping up. No longer first item building the static shiv. So that first item spike is something a lot of players, they're clearly not used to. How strong LeBlanc is at this stage of the game, especially with that Ludens in the inventory. Yeah, he dies, but he's just going to get that much more accelerated. And you're just, again, remember, usually this entire split, at this stage of the game, you're not expecting LeBlanc to really hurt you or do much of anything. So Get Back, he finishes the recall. He's like, oh, I'm fine. Everything's fine. And all of a sudden, it wasn't fine, Kangas.
It was not, in fact, fine.
Yeah.
For everybody watching at home. It was a little bit of the opposite there. 2-for-1 trade. Harry goes
not
down,
fine,
but he
perhaps.
does pick up 2 for himself. Now is a Dark Seal. Team Liquid are right back onto the map. Playing to the bottom side. A minute till the Dragon. Mirrors in there. Engage over the wall from Kim Down. Harry's got the damage, but Get Back has a big flank. Oh, Keeper's verdicted away! Team Liquid are now getting teleported on, though. Niles has joined in over the Dragon Pit wall. Misses the third Q. Flashes for that one. Now on to Harry. Can the rest of MU survive? It looks like Harry's doing a lot of damage, a lot of work here on the side. Scary Jerry threatening with the Feather Recall. Niles is the main character now, but Arrow picks up the reset, takes down Zyko. Can he escape? Get Back with the chase. Team Liquid might have overextended for this fight. Harry's still alive, still healthy, hard to lock down. Get Back will claim Arrow, but how's the rest of the fight looking? Harry really wants this kill on Orange, but he's ulted. Shut down. Kill credit to Scary Jerry and much needed gold to Maryville.
You can say that again, Kangas. It's a 3-0, but the gold lead hasn't really changed because Bradley is happily splitting on side while Niles was here at this fight. You'll see him on the minimap clearing waves. This is what we talked about with Niles, willing to drop these waves, give away a lot to help secure these skirmishes. And while you get a handful of kills into your pocket and you pick up a lot of gold into the process, you're still losing so much on the side. And this Fiora just continues to get stronger.
A well-done effort from Team Liquid initially, but Maryville just had more members there. Bradley without teleport. If he teleports in, this fight is very different, but MU will take their 5v4, and they will just at the slimmest of margins actually win it. I mean, if Harry gets that, Violet coming back up was huge. Scary Jerry being there. Every flash used by everyone except for Bradley, who was just not even on the same side of the rift.
Yeah, and you can see it. The fact that Bradley wasn't there and his 0 damage, but you see Maryville, they did get one of those fights they were hoping for. A lot of damage coming through here. They got a number of kills in their inventory, but the lead is still very significant. And with that Herald picking up another turret, the gold lead is just going up from what we saw since Maryville picked up those shutdowns. And it's the soul point as well. And you can see it. That little dip there, that's it. That's what that fight was worth.
That's not a lot of worth beatdown.
No, I would say, in fact, it is of a little worth, I dare say.
In fact, the worth is gone. We're right back to where we were before that worth. So Team Liquid on the Challengers, they're that type of team, man. I mean, you cannot give them an inch. And if you do, you better hope that you're getting something else done. It's going to turn into an investment later on. Maryville have yet to find that investment. We have the Azir if we want to argue for scaling. We have the Xayah, which can stack up items, feel really good once you're approaching that 3-4 items. But you're also staring down the barrel of Arrow on the Jinx. You have Bradley a full item up, or at least half item up on Niles as the Fiora. Who's going to answer that side lane? Who's going to actually kill the Jinx? These questions start to add a lot of stress to Maryville's game plan.
That's right, and this is the tough position that Maryville are going to be in because now every time they go for those fights, there is that risk of the side lane that you're talking about there, where Bradley at 2 items and a Caulfield is now a full item ahead of Niles. He could really end the game if TL stalled long enough, especially with that top lane being nice and long with the tier 2 taken out of the picture. Maryville, unfortunately, the only option really is for the team fighting, the 5v5. If you get another favorable situation like we saw around the Dragon Pit a couple minutes ago, you can secure yourself the Baron. A lot of standing gold is up because they haven't taken a turret. That's all Maryville can hope for. But this is like saying, oh yeah, you can come back in this game, Kangas. All you have to do is win a team fight when you're 6k down against Team Liquid Challengers, the best team in the league. Yeah, it's really easy.
Well, let's talk about it from the Team Liquid side, because I want to celebrate how well they've been playing. Early on in playoffs, it's awesome to see, what form teams are coming in with. That's kind of the general conversation that fans like to focus on later on in a regular season is, what's the power scaling? How are they going to look? Once it's actually knockouts, once it's best of 3s, best of 5s. And I'd say Team Liquid are checking the boxes, man. We were curious based on some of their, shaky performances at the second half of the summer split, but they're silencing those right now. They are playing a very clean game.
I mean, in order, at TLC, they are playing a clean game. We want to talk about Spring, where they finished at 8th place after winning a tiebreaker to actually get there, and then finishing top 3. This is a team constantly scaling, constantly improving, and every time we talk to the TL camp, that's the impression, and sometimes the exact words we get from people over on that side. So it's nice to see that trend continue for the side of Team Liquid Challengers here, because, man, they just continue to look better and better, and they keep proving why a lot of us are saying that they're tournament favorites.
Exactly, first seed for a reason. Bradley's still looking for that third. Shane, Harry joining them on that endeavor. But Mir, Arrow, Kim Down, newer members this year. They're winning MVP in Spring. I mean, performances like this kind of show that he's always where he needs to be. He's playing it pretty clean. I think there's only the one moment where they took the 4v5 where you could be critical of Team Liquid's play so far. Otherwise, it's been very, very well executed on their end. Excited to see how they continue to scale throughout the bracket, as this is feeling like one of those games where they're going to race their time for the last game. I mean, I'm expecting, though, it'll be a Dragon Soul, so no, they will not actually be able to take that. there's not going to be a quick end in sight right now. So it's control of the objectives, maybe even a Baron take early from Team Liquid. That is how they closed out the last one.
Yeah, I mean, you say there won't be a quick end, but I think we could very well see one. The fact that TL are so strong right now, they're in a position where even 4v5, they can start the Baron. Force out teleports, play for turn if they really want to. And the fact that they have so many moves at their disposal in this game is part of what we were highlighting earlier too, making it so hard for Maryville. And at this point, it's Maryville who have to take this risk and maybe try and start
are going to rush this. I mean, they just teleported Get back in from bot lane before he even corrected that wave. And they're not going to do anything with it. Ooh, that's rough. I mean, there was a reset from Arrow and Harry. The 2 of the 3 carries, I guess, are off the map, and the other one's bot lane. If they had that information, maybe they're confident enough to go for it, but now I'm just scratching my head as to what the purpose of that teleport was from Get Back. I wonder if there was a split call and they weren't quite sure what they wanted to do together.
Yeah, and it's tough because right now, again, we keep seeing that vision game from TLC being so strong, especially with the fact that with the LeBlanc coming through here, you have 3 sweepers, making it so that whatever vision you can set up as Maryville, it just gets cleared out super easy by people like Mir, Harry, and Kim down. Speaking of TL, they're already in the area. All they need to do is use Mir's ult and let Bradley split.
Bradley has teleported bot lane, so he actually will not have it. He's going to take the turret instead. Look at Harry. Look at the flank from Kim down as well.
Oh, he got one.
Actually going first. Keeper's verdict means that there's not a lot of backup. Get Back's trying to keep himself alive. Odd Orange secures the Baron. Can MU get out now? It's a chaotic fight, but they're focusing. Harry, the LeBlanc is down. Right into Niles' waiting arms. Mir flashes over the wall, but MU have survived the fight. Get the Baron. They'll lose their inhibitor for it. But that's about the best MU could ask for. That's a Turo Baron buff.
And it's also going to be the Dragon Soul for TLC as well, because now MU, they have to respond, they have to back up, and at least Mir is still on the map here for TLC. So the fact that Maryville did manage to get the Baron is big, and a kill worth of gold on top of it is nice. What are they going to do with this Baron buff? I mentioned standing gold earlier. Good that Niles is here. He didn't actually back. He stayed topside to use that Baron buff to get these minions in and take another objective bounty. This is a lot of gold that Maryville are actually going to earn, and now we're seeing them actually start to cut into this gold lead that TLC have a little bit. They gained about almost 3,000 gold.
They stayed it for the Raptors, though. Might have been a bit of greed. Scary Jerry has to pop the Feather Storm. That's a teleport from behind. They got him! Carries down with the teleport flanks. Team Liquid will now look for a little bit more. This could be the end of game scenario, even if the enemy team has Baron. If you can snowball these picks, that's Zyko down 2. It's going to be a 5v4 push. Yep. How bad do Team Liquid want this?
I mean, they can get it.
Yeah, Charming up under the turret. It's 2 tanky members, though. Odd Orange is the focus. They got him down. Kim down survives. Niles still alive as well, but it's only him and Get Back defending from this point.
Yep.
Team Liquid could look for another inhibitor turret. They don't have Super's bot wave yet. Keeper's verdict pushes away Get Back. That means that they will guarantee the inhibitor turret. If they can get Niles, this is big. They got him. That's got to be game, right? You have a wave coming. Are they confident? They're not going for it. They're backing off. The timers for resets are up. Scary Jerry and Zyko will deter them from looking for the end.
And I gotta say, that play under the tier 2 turret, it was a really nice recognition. Get Back his bot. He has no teleport. He shows on the wave. You're like, okay, they're trolling. Let's go fight them. And TL, again, have just collected thousands of gold and have gotten this lead back to where it was a couple minutes ago. And this is Maryville staying one wave too long and getting punished for it very heavily. But what I'm talking about comes after as well, where Maryville, again, out of position, overextend, and the fact that Get Back shows on the super wave, look at the mini-map, is the big problem there, because now TL have this information. They know the top jungle of Maryville absolutely are not allowed to be here, and they punish them swiftly.
Yeah, jumping in onto both of the Mouse cannot keep Odd Orange alive. And I liked the first play. The replay started at the pick. If you rewind 5 more seconds, they get top turret, they get mid turret.
That's true.
But then they walk up to the Raptors. It's that little decision to say, oh, we want to get a little more. We want to push this. We're so far behind. If we get this, maybe that'll help us out. Team Liquid will punish you for those kinds of decisions, for those kinds of plays. Maryville now will not have an inhibitor in the mid turret or the bot. Supers in 2 lanes. The Baron is gone, so they are looking real rough at this state in the game. That's a lot of damage that Bradley dealt in that last fight as well. Whew!
Yeah, unreal. Bradley has been accelerated pretty much since the early minutes of this game, where he was able to get that first blood onto Niles, and it's just been smooth sailing ever since. Bradley, though we've seen him mostly on tanks throughout spring and summer, is able to pull out the carry pants once in a while and show us a good performance there. 2-0-3 on the Fiora, almost Flame Horizon Niles, and he's moving in with TLC to help close out the series.
He's been 2 levels above Niles for the last 5 minutes. Bradley's been putting on a performance. He has the Hold Breaker along with Stopwatch completed. So he's a monster on his own, and even when he joins for the team fights, he can use that Stopwatch to try and buy space, buy time, extend, or force MU to overextend. MU are now going to have to defend against these supers pushing in. Bradley has the Hold Breaker on this super minion. Team Liquid are staying away from him so he can buff up the minions. And get back is not enough to stop these turrets from going down. MU are going to look for a miracle here. If they can find an insane engage, maybe overload onto Arrow, maybe try and catch a member from Team Liquid who's just out of position, too far up past the minion line. That's really all that they can hope for. It seems like this is going to be the final effort. Okay, well that's just not fun to look at. Niles just gets almost one-tapped by Harry as LeBlanc, and now they don't even have their top laner. MUS4 will attempt to survive underneath their one remaining Nexus turret, but how much will it help Team Liquid continue forward? The onslaught onto Maryville University. They want revenge from that regular season loss that they suffered, and they will get it. Team Liquid Challengers, the #1 seed coming in, have a clean 2-0.
And that is just a taste of what our #1 seed can offer, guys. And it's why you ask other teams in the league, who are they looking to beat out? It is TLC all day.
That is the name at the top of everybody's hit list right now, Beatdown. And it's, again, this is a microcosm of how they play throughout the season when they're at their A game. Right. And that was the question coming in. Are they going to be at their A game here in week 1 of playoffs?
I think they're at their S game, bro.
Yeah, they jumped up a tier somehow right there. Yeah. Props though to Maryville. They will go to the lower bracket. They are still in the tournament. Everybody gets 2 lives here as we only have 8 seeds coming in. What do you feel like we learned about them? Any big takeaways we have from Maryville as we now kind of pivot expectations for them having a lower bracket run?
I think they had some good looks in this series, and it's definitely not all doom and gloom. I really need to stress that TLC are the GOATs right now. It's just so, they are literally a cut above. You want to look at standings as well. In the top 5, they have the biggest lead in terms of win-loss record compared to anyone else in that top 5. This is how we expect this matchup to go. It is good that we saw those signs of life from Maryville, that they're able to win out on these skirmishes. They are able to find these angles to win, and that's their style, Kangas. And it doesn't look like that's something you're going to be able to change on such short notice, and it's still something that could work for them as they now descend to that lower bracket.
Holding judgment for the university representatives, but building hype for the #1 seed in Team Liquid Honda Challengers. We're going to send it to a short break before Mazel is back with an interview to chat with one of the victorious members right after this.
The LCS Challengers League is brought to you by Turo, the world's largest car-sharing marketplace. Find your drive.
Has this ever happened to you? What about this? As gamers, these sorts of things happen all the time, which is why we made LCS Challengers League emotes. Impress your friends. Stop sucking. Make better choices.
Since subscribing to LCS_Challengers, my confidence has never been higher.
And with 3 easy clicks, yours can too. Plus, you'll be directly supporting the players in the league.
So what are you waiting for? Come join us!